Hello there and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Costco. Are you bagging a bargain? Are you just buying bigger boxes of the same stuff you could be getting cheaper somewhere else? Do you love the experience? And really, how do you know when you're shopping Costco that you actually are getting a great bargain? I'm going to share with you some of my favorite shopping hacks, some of my secret weapons to make sure that you get the best price every time. And yes, I can give you some tools to make sure that happens. And what we are going to be doing is going through why Aussies love shopping Costco, what the attraction is, and a little bit about Costco's recently been in the media because they've reported sales for their annual sales that's up 9%. And there was a lot in the media about how they've improved on Myer and Officeworks and David Jones. And I do want to talk a little bit about that from, a shopping perspective. Are they really growing, or are there some other features around that? We'll dig into it. I also will share with you some of the media clips of media that I've done in the past, where the media ask kind of general questions, and I gave them pretty general answers because of time pressures. The beauty about this is we don't have those same time pressures. So I am going to go into a little bit of a deeper dive on exactly what it takes to make sure you're getting the best bargains, and there's some of the really easy to implement strategies that I use all the time. I will give you some examples, and I think that kind of paints a picture on how easy it is to use. And then just near the end of the session, I'm going to share some of the shopping club secrets, and I've got a great one today. How to make sure that you save 50% on all your regular household grocery items. And if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. So look, stay with me. Come on, Savvy Ones, let's talk shopping.
Oh, savvy shopper Joe Munro.
Joe Munro.
Shopaholic Joe Munro. She's the best in the business.
Okay, let's talk about the breakdown. Today, what we're going to do is go through some of the most common questions the media ask me. They have a very limited amount of time that they can spend talking about a topic. It needs to keep moving. And generally, it's a handful of questions that they would ask, and I simply make it short and sharp as far as the questions and answers go. But there's some limitations on that. If I could give better examples and go into a little bit more depth about some of the topics I'm talking about, it would make it much easier to implement. So as time is being controlled by us, I figured it was a good opportunity to do a bit more of a deep dive to ensure that you're always getting a great price. We will be going through some shopping club strategies near the end in one of the final segments to go how to always get 50% off your household grocery items to make sure that you just are banking those bucks. So we'll be going through that shortly. So without further ado, let's jump into the first clip, an introduction into Costco.
And our savvy shopaholic Joe Munro is right in the thick of it. Good morning to you, Joe.
Good morning.
Okay, explain to everyone, if they are not familiar with the experience, what the Costco experience is.
Costco is a massive, massive warehouse-style store. You can bulk buy to your heart's content and save lots of money on your groceries, of course. And you can buy industrial-size items, but at a really, really aggressive price. But you have to be a member to get access. So membership fees, $55 for businesses or for Gold Star, and I've got my one here, is $60. With that membership fee once a year, you have access to get all of the amazing bargains, and they are crazy.
Can you get a coffin there?
You can get a coffin
fits in with
here
Lisa's
at Costco.
theme for tomorrow.
Okay, so a couple of things about just talking about Costco. As you could see, it is a giant warehouse membership model. The way Costco's business model has been put together, they have this giant warehouse area. It's in a non-retail district. Now, the reason I say that is there's a very efficient look to the way Costco have put their stores together. Because it's a big warehouse, it does give you the feeling like you're going to get specials, and you get giant products and you have a giant basket. And the experience is kind of exciting and different. The center of the store is full of variety items that change pretty regularly. The open frame ceiling and the concrete floor all has this look of low cost. So you're kind of already feeling like you're getting a bargain by going to Costco. So the Costco business model looks efficient. Everything's on a pallet, so they don't have people stocking shelves. They have people driving forklifts and just putting pallets of products on shelves. To join Costco, it's annual membership fee. $55 for businesses and $60 for individuals. And if you follow some of the tips and tricks that I'm going to go through with you, you should be able to recoup that money pretty easily. And I would say probably in the first month, I think you would easily save the membership fee. Do stay tuned for on the YouTube channel or coming up because I will go through shopping tripwires. And Costco has a couple of them. As I said, it's perceived that it's a no frills, that you're going to get good bargains. And you do, but not necessarily on everything. The media made some claims last week or recently about the over 9% annual sales growth. I do just want to add another perspective on that. Now, I don't know whether there was a press release from Costco and the media just picked up on and wrote a good news story about it, or whether there had been some proper analytics put on it. But Costco was compared with variety stores, so Myer, David Jones, Officeworks, more the variety segment. But one of the benefits Costco had, now I'm in Melbourne and we were probably the most locked down city, I think, in COVID in the world, I believe is the claim. Most of us couldn't go more than 5 kilometres from home. You couldn't go away from home for more than 2 hours, etc., etc. It was tough, but, good thing was the mortality rate was very minimal, thankfully. Costco actually had grocery, so they could stay open. So it's probably not really an apples to apples comparison when you're talking David Jones, Myer, Officeworks, who probably had to close their stores, where Costco could stay open. And they also sell fuel and that sort of thing. So there's probably a little wriggle room in some of that claim. Because I will talk about news items and what's going on in retail, and I'm not just going to be reading it off a press release, I will kind of try and bring a different perspective to our discussion, and let you guys make your mind up. And of course, just wanted to say this while I'm on it, if you have any questions about retail, about saving money, about any of that, please feel free to either join the YouTube channel and make comments there. It's the Savvy Shopaholic on YouTube. So if you do that, add that, the Savvy Shopaholic, you'll find me on there. I have got a series about to launch, or by the time you see this, probably will have launched, called Outsmart the Supermarkets. And it's a series of all different strategies on how to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck in the grocery stores, which is important at the moment because prices have been going crazy. Let's have a little look at the next media clip.
So what is the appeal? Why is it so popular? Joe Munro is shopping expert known as Savvy Shopaholic. Joe, good morning to you and compliments of the season.
Good morning, you too.
In your mind, what makes Costco so popular, and especially the fact that it has increased its sales significantly in the past 12 months?
Look, I think it taps into a couple of the things that we shopaholics love. One is that treasure hunt shopping. There's an array of amazing things that you don't always get to see in normal shops in Australia. So Costco has its own brand, Kirkland, and they have a lot of items. Also, it taps into that bulk buying, bargain hunting side of shopping that we all love too. And bulk buying, as we know, can save a lot of money. The trick, and Julie was right on the money, the trick is knowing your prices and also comparing them in store. You can get in there with your giant trolley and get carried away and then come out with $500 worth of just giant stuff that you could have bought almost the same price in Coles or Woolies. So you just need to know your prices and be aware of them. If you are, that she's right, that roast chicken's always below price. If you're at a Costco where they have fuel, some of the Costco stores have fuel. Costco always is the lowest price in the local area for fuel. So that's one of the things they always do. But as far as all the other items, you just need to be aware of what I call it the unit price. So what the 100 grams or the 1 kilo price is. And then you can compare with, so to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. So I did mention treasure hunt shopping. And I know shopaholics kind of know what it is because we do partake. But I think it is worth just going through a little bit of it for maybe the uninitiated or people who just don't use that terminology. So treasure hunt shopping appeals to shoppers. What it basically is, much like a treasure hunt, you find booty at the end of your hunt. It's all about finding unexpected deals. Now, Costco do this well, and so does Aldi. And although Aldi is primarily a grocery store, they have their special buys twice a week with stuff in the middle of the store. And Aussies really have got excited about that because it's something different. And you can get some great bargains, and there's a variety of things from, ski gear to paddle boards, and Costco does the same. It has an amazing array of goodies in the centre of the store, and it really taps into one of the tripwires, spending traps, for shopaholics who love to go and do treasure hunt shopping. Treasure hunt shopping is about finding unexpected deals, the satisfaction of finding an unexpected bargain, and also the accomplishment of the hunt. So let's have a little look at the next media clip. Also, it taps into that bulk buying, bargain hunting side of shopping that we all love too. Bulk buying. Now, Costco is set up to look like it's bulk buying heaven. And obviously you can buy bigger items, and you do seem to be able to get bulk buying specials. But the trick is to make sure you get the best price every time, is not to go into Costco, get carried away with the giant store and the giant basket and just throw everything in the basket and think that you've got a deal. Bulk buying volume generally reduces price, and that's kind of a known thing. So when you go into Costco, you expect to get a better price. It's a warehouse, so it has that no-frills environment and the giant size of brand items. So they're not just no-name brands, they're actually brands that we know and love. Costco has its own brand, so it has its fighting label, so Kirkland, which is a white label brand. And you can often buy things under the Kirkland brand, like, batteries and all sorts of other things that are reduced. So they're the sort of three general things that I think Costco has the appearance of saving money. Let's have a little look at the next media clip.
Should the $60 annual fee be a turn-off to people? Because I would have thought most people, given what Costco has and the way that they sell it in bulk, you would be able to make that $60 back pretty quickly.
Absolutely. If you're knowing your prices and you're there bargain hunting, the $60 you would easily recover in probably a month. But, as an annual fee, I don't think it's a big deal. But it is, people are worried about will they get their money back. But as I said, the best way to do it is to make sure you know your unit prices. I did a comparison this morning just on cat food, because I spend a lot of money on cat food, and they've got a Fancy Feast product that is $1.70 per unit, so 100 grams. But at Woolworths at the moment, you can get it for $1.20. So that's why I say it's good to compare, to know your prices, to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck.
And that's an interesting point. So while some things in bulk will be cheaper at Costco, other things might be cheaper at the local Woolies or Coles.
So the Fancy Feast example is a great one. Here's where the comparison pricing and the unit price shopping comes in. Off the top of my head, I knew that the washing powder that I use, I think when I first started buying it, was about $10 a kilo full price. And then I went to Costco, and I think there was a giant bucket of Biozet, and I can't remember if it was 20 kilos or 15 kilos. It might have been something like that. It was harder to do the math. It looks bigger and it looks like a deal, but because it's a different size, it's not the same size, or I'm not sure if I'm getting a good deal on it. That was when the penny really dropped for me about unit pricing. The Fancy Feast example is a good one. If you know the unit price on Costco's website, which you'll be seeing the slide now, for $1.70 for 100 grams. Now, the reason you do the 100 grams or the 1 kilo unit price is that on Australian shelves in supermarkets everywhere, they are obliged to put that price. They can't just put the price of the product. They must put the unit price, and that really helps us. So, for example, the Biozet, I know it's $10 a kilo. If there was 10 kilos of the Biozet at Costco, and instead of it being $100, it was $60, I'd know I'm getting it for $6 a kilo, and that's a deal. While I was there, I could be looking up the app on my phone, which we will go into in a minute, and see what it's going for at Coles and Woolworths in case it's on special, and I could have actually got it for $5 or $4 a kilo. So that's the benefit of the unit price and comparison shopping. So you will see on the next slide that I looked up the Woolworths app and found that it was $1.41 100 grams. Now, Will you go and drive to Woolworths to save $20 on cat food? Perhaps, maybe not. But next time you're there, if it's within the week when the sale's on, you might do that. Or if you're really bulk buying, you might have been going to buy 10 of those 36 packs. If you're going to buy 10 of those, it now starts to become a different story when you're saving $20, $30, $50. So just the benefit of unit price is you don't get swept away in the moment with just the big boxes. Now, going back to comparison shopping, I have got a few little tips and tools here for you. Letting your fingers do the walking when you're at home is kind of the conventional wisdom on comparison shopping. There's some other tools that you can use that can kind of shortcut that if you're doing it from home. So I use a site called ShopBot. You'll be seeing that the graphic up. It basically goes through retailers like, Amazon, eBay, Target, but all the other retailers that are selling online. So the e-commerce retailers. And if you go in and put a specific model, might be an iPhone 14 Plus, it might be, a Samsung washing machine, a Samsung television, or whatever it is, but specifically the model, it will scour the internet and look for the best prices for you. Get Price also does that. A newer app I haven't used much, but I found it when I was doing some research, called Zift. And it's a plugin for your browser. So you can use it as a plugin on your phone browser and also on your computer browser. And it will do the same thing. It goes and interrogates all the databases in e-commerce land and brings back the best pricing for you. And it's available on the App Store. So that's a conventional wisdom. But sometimes you're in store and you see what looks like a good deal. And this used to happen to me a lot at Costco because I am a bit of a bookworm. And I used to see all these great cookbooks and they'd be the most popular cookbooks. And I'd pick them up and go, is this really a bargain? Or could I get it better from, Amazon, Booktopia, the local bookstore? I'm not really sure if this is a good bargain. So I am a mad eBayer and I do love eBay. And eBay has something that I love, love, love. And I've talked about this on TV a lot. If you've got the eBay app on your phone, scan the barcode. You take it like a photo of the barcode and it will search eBay for, if it's a book, for that book. And that will give you a pretty good feel of what the going price of the book is. So not recommended retail. eBay for me is kind of like the average best sale price because eBay is quite aggressive to get the business and they're usually discounted. And it does give you quite a good feel for whether what you're seeing is a bargain or it might be $10 more or $20 more than you could get it on eBay for. So it's just a really good way of measuring whether in store immediately, whether that really is a sale price or whether they've just marked it down a little bit to look like a sale price and you're not really getting the best bargain. If all products have those barcodes, and eBay will be able to pull up the latest items that they've got available, and you'll be able to go through and see what the kind of average price is that would generally be relatively low prices. So that's just a little rule of thumb. So remember when you're going to the e-commerce sites like ShopBot and you're looking through the best prices, remember that you also need to look for shipping because that may make a bit of a difference in the pricing, and especially for delivery. And also some of the value adds like appliances online will install your white goods and take away the old stuff. That's a great value add, something you don't have to pay for. So do remember to include that in your value strategy. Like, are you getting great value for your money? Because sometimes things might be cheap, but not necessarily great value. Okay, so let's talk about what I would call the indirect model or the unit pricing model, which is kind of for groceries or multiples. So decide on the item, check the unit price, as I said, the 100-gram price or the 1 kilo price. If it's grocery, make sure you've got the Coles app and the Woolworths app. And in store, when you're in store, you can obviously go and see sale items, but you can also identify the best price by scanning those barcodes as well. So let's talk about how to save 50% off your household grocery costs. Now, this is part of the series from Outsmart the Supermarkets that I will be having up on YouTube. So feel free to join us there. But this specific little idea is just using and leveraging current tools that are available, but just to show you how easy it is to do. So one of the things I like to do is make a list. Let's give you the homework. Let's say 5 of the most expensive items that you buy in your groceries. So as an example here, I've got washing powder that full price is $21. Vitamins, I buy vitamin D. I think it's still in $40 a bottle. I love coffee bags, Robert Tim's coffee bags. They're $13.50 a box. I'm always buying olive oil, and it's generally about $18 a bottle. And I do go through quite a few AA and AAA batteries. So when I can get them on special, that's when I top up on them. Generally, they're about 30. I'm saying $31.50 because I have done a little bit of research on this. So these are general prices for brand name items that I buy pretty regularly. Look at the top 5, top 10, or rule of thumb might be anything that's over $10 per unit, or it might be $20 per unit, depending on what you buy, or things that you spend the most money on, so the largest percentage. Now, remember, it's not just things like olive oil. There's washing powder, toilet cleaners, toothpaste. There's a lot of those household everyday items that when you add them up, you're buying them every week. It costs money. They're the things that we're going to target today. The basic things that you buy in your groceries. They're not the exciting things. They're not the fun things. They're basically just the everyday items that are chomping into your budget. And with prices going up, I use this strategy all the time. So without further ado, your homework is top 5 items, or name a price, anything that you buy over $20 or something that you spend the most percentage of your shopping money on. I looked up on the Woolworths app, and you'll see that I've looked up washing powder that's half price for $10.50, Energizer batteries that are half price, $15.25. I found the Osterlin, $20 a bottle instead of $40. The other thing that I do for fun, want the extra bonus, I generally don't try things that are new unless I find them on really good pricing. It's a game I play with myself, the half price game. I've got here as an example a bamboo toothbrush. Now, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but I feel like if I buy something I don't know if I like it and I don't like it, I kind of feel ripped off. I know it's a bit sad. So I generally try and get those sort of things half price or 30% off or whatever. But generally, I like to play the half price game. So if I want to try that particular toothbrush, it's on half price, I'll buy it now. Now, as I said before, if you're a bulk buyer, the best time to buy bulk is when things are half price. So look, these were just 4 examples that I use. So everyday item over $10, variety items over $10, high-priced items that, vitamins often there. But other things like sunscreen, some of the beauty products in grocery stores, and there's other things that I'm sure you purchase. You know better than I do the things that you purchase. And also the game I play, as I said, if it's a new product to try, I like to get it half price. Now, just to get on to the headline that we were talking about earlier. So just of the items that we talked through on the little faux list that I put together, and only 3 of those items shopping 50% pricing. The washing powder was $21. We've saved $10.50. The vitamins were $40. We've saved $20. The batteries were $31.50 and we've saved $15.75. So just from 3 items, putting this principle in place, we've saved $46.25. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot until I say to you, how about you give me $46.25? And you're going, no, I'm not giving you $50, but it's great to have that $50 in your pocket. Here's the shortcut to the whole thing. Number 1, on sometimes Monday night, but generally on a Tuesday, the Woolworths and the Coles app will update the coming catalogue. Their pricing changes on a Wednesday. So sometime on a Tuesday, I'll get onto the app. There is an area where you can go into the 50% off area. And there's generally 1,000 items each week that are at 50% off. and they are brand names. They run generally in alphabetical order, so you can scroll down. So, for instance, I like a shampoo that's an organic shampoo called Akin. I know that it's A, so I always look there. It's about $36 a bottle. I love it when I get it for under $20. So, there's just some games that I play that's just really easy. And when it is $20 or, whatever it is, $16, then I buy a couple of them. So I never pay full price for that shampoo and conditioner. I always buy it at half price. And I do that with most of my household items. So sometime on a Tuesday, I go to the 50% area, I scooch through and see what items. I put them in my shopping basket. Now, sometimes I do buy them. More often than not, I do buy them online. The reason is the tripwires and shopping traps, a whole other video. Or I will use that shopping cart list for when I go into the store and look for the 50% off items. So look, it's just a really easy way. Remember, on a Tuesday, if you shop at Coles or you shop at Woolworths, as I said, I'm using Woolworths as an example. No, I am not paid by them. But just easy to flick through, run your eye through in alphabetical order, pop them, and there's generally going to be 5 items. If you've got the budget for it, buy them in bulk because they're 50% off. If you don't, get the benefit now. But generally, once you start to build that up and you start banking the savings, then you can start bulk buying your 50% off items. And you should never really have to buy a lot of your household items. Again, toothpaste, toothbrushes, toilet cleaner, floor cleaner, washing powder is a big one because it's expensive. All of those kind of general boring items I always get on sale. Do check out the Outsmart the Supermarket series that we've got on YouTube. As I said, the Savvy Shopaholic on YouTube. Please come back and subscribe and like if you found any benefit to this podcast. I'm really excited about being able to expand explanations, and maybe you have a bit more of a chat and answer any of your questions. I have kind of interviewed myself on this podcast because I've used previously asked questions, and I will do a little bit of that, but I will be bringing in people to, if there's particular guests or particular information you're wanting to dig into, do let me know, and I will get some guests in to have a chat. But without further ado, happy shopping. Thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful week. Till next time.